Greetings, so you minutes of minds and crimes, and today I have a sort of what if thing for Halo Infinite. Something that I don't think will happen, but if it does happen, I think it would be pretty damn neat. So, what am I thinking? What's my big idea? Well, I'm just gonna say it. Halo Infinite Dungeons. So, you could call them Banished Dungeons. Anyway, so what these basically would be, is they would be procedurally generated, mostly procedurally generated. I'm sure not every single one would be, it's, unique with procedural generation. Maybe some of them would be set, but that doesn't really matter. It'd be like Chalice Dungeons from Bloodborne. If you've ever played Bloodborne, you know what Chalice Dungeons are. Procedurally generated, mostly. Dungeons that are completely optional, but you get good stuff out of it, and they're also pretty damn challenging once you go deep enough. Same thing with Halo Infinite. So my idea is this would be a way for players to get new cosmetics and new weapon skins and all of that stuff for their Spartans and their weapons and all of that cool shit. So how this would look is you could either select, oh, I want to go into it by myself, or I want to queue up for a 4-player co-op and see just how far we can get in these dungeons. So, how it would go is you get into this, you open the dungeon, and it's all inside small rooms, relatively small rooms. This would also help a lot with performance, and you would be there'd be some puzzles in there, like you would have to defend your AI while they hack something or change something, move some power cores around, some stuff like that. Open other doors, little puzzles, and all that stuff to progress further. And of course, there'd be enemies. There'd be Banished, and whatever God knows what would be down there. It could be anything down there. Maybe even Spartans that have lost their mind going down there. That's just a theory, but I don't think they would ever do that. So after you get through about 5 of these like miniature floors in the main floor, you then would fight a boss, like a banished boss. And depending on how many players are in your squad, that's how much health and shield and all of that the boss would have. So if you're by yourself, you wouldn't be dumpster floored by a nearly invincible boss. It would actually be rather fair and balanced. So once you kill the boss, you would get a random drop of a helmet or shoulder pads or knee pads, something like that. And this would all be stuff from the battle pass or completely new cosmetics. Maybe like Halo 4 style cosmetics, just, made to look like, Halo Infinite's art style. So you might be thinking, wow, but you're basically putting a looter shooter roguelite sort of thing in the game. Yeah. I don't think that's a big problem. There'd be a lot of replayability, it'd be a lot of fun, but I'm not quite done yet. There would also be random loot chests that you would find all over the place, and these would have, say, a random charm, random weapon charm, random weapon skin. And yes, you could possibly get duplicates, but I mean, that's always going to happen with sort of like looter shooter stuff. You're going to get duplicates of things, but not to worry. Duplicates you would be able to, say, melt down for XP or credits. That would be perfectly okay, in my opinion. So once you get deep enough, the Chalice dungeons, the dungeons would get more and more difficult as you go down. Enemies would have more health, or they would hit harder, or there'd be new challenging puzzles that would actually take teamwork and coordination. But if you're solo, this would all be basically the same thing, but you'd be able to do it solo. So it's not like you can only get so far by yourself. So overall, would there be a end game? Would there be, a final dungeon? I don't think there would be, since it would be procedurally generated. effectively there might be an unlimited amount of dungeons and an unlimited amount of replayability and levels and all of this. So what happens when you get all of the cosmetics? Do you still play it? I mean, I would. Sounds like a lot of fun to me. But how about every month or so, 343 cycles out cosmetics and puts in new ones in the reward pools. So it's not like this reward pool over time, over a few years, would get so goddamn huge that you would never get the cosmetic you want. No, every month, let's say there's, I don't know, 50 or 100 cosmetics in this reward pool. Just a lot of them. All those rewards, they're only there for a month. And then next month, all of those would go away for a month and would be replaced by completely new ones. You also might be thinking, but what if I've been grinding for a month trying to get one cosmetic? Well, that's just sort of an unfortunate side effect. But the RNG I don't think would be too terrible, because the Spartan parts would be from bosses. And I would really like it if they put in a thing where you don't really get duplicates all that much. If you already have something, it's going to give you something completely new. And I think this would be a really nice way to put in new cosmetics in the game. Instead of forcing people to buy a battle pass, which is terrible, by the way. The fuck? Fucking battle passes annoy me. You would be able to do these dungeons and get the cosmetics you want. Yeah, there'd be some RNG, but you would have fun getting them. You wouldn't be, it's like a slog getting them. I would want these dungeons to be fun, and Halo gameplay is fun enough to where even if the puzzles are like mediocre, I have a feeling people are going to still play this because Halo gameplay is fun and satisfying, especially Halo Infinite's gameplay. And you'd be playing as your Spartan as well. It also sounds a lot of fun, like in a Discord chat with 4 friends. Well, 3 friends and you in one squad. It'd be a 4-man squad. So that's kind of my, random idea that I had. And honestly, if this happens, I think it would potentially be very cool. It wouldn't be, I don't think it'd be 100% perfect. But I mean, nothing ever is perfect. It would give Halo Infinite players a lot to do. It would be fun replay value. It'd be basically infinite replay value because you would always be wanting to go for a new cosmetic, or you gotta collect them all kind of thing. And there would be always new cosmetics rotating in every month, or maybe every month and a half. There'd maybe even be like holiday events, like a goofy ass, like, I don't know, Easter Bunny boss battle or some shit, something very random and funny. April Fool's Days, Christmas themes where everything's all Christmassy, but it's also kind of dark and decrepit. That'd be a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun to me. It does not sound like Halo. I know it doesn't. But Halo Infinite Banished Dungeons would be a whole lot of fun. And again, it would give you an incentive to keep playing the game. You would get free, 100% free cosmetics for you to use in multiplayer and other modes that will come out, and also in this mode. It would have a lot of replay value because it would be bare minimum very fun just from the gameplay itself and not necessarily what's in the dungeons, but it could also be very fun because the dungeons are well done. I have faith that 343 could make these kind of dungeons very interesting and always like, what the fuck? Like, always something new. But that's just my idea. Halo Infinite Banished Dungeon. Could it work? Yeah, I do think it can. It could. Should 343 go ahead and do it? I don't know. They have a lot of priorities right now. The game isn't too old. It hasn't been out that long. This would probably be something that would come out way later. But if they implement something like this for people to get free cosmetics, for people to actually have something to do in Halo Infinite, it would be awesome. It would just be so awesome. and there'd be no pay to win crap about this. It would all be for, you'd work for these cosmetics in a fun way. Anyway, that's just my idea. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.